Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's doing good and having a good week so far. It's still been pretty busy around here and pretty hot, no rain. Back up in the 90s. We had a little bit of a cool down there for a couple, 3 days, but then it just popped right back up. Kind of been under the weather a little bit, so yeah, just life, but hope everybody's doing good and hope you've been working on your rug. I thought I left off last week and I hadn't finished all the rounds on my rug that we were working on. I thought we would finish that round and maybe start back in on the green color again and work on it for a little bit. I've got some other stuff I've got to get done today, so I probably won't finish all 3 rounds on the next color either. But as long as yous are going along with me and visiting, that's okay. It doesn't matter how fast we get it done. This rug I don't think is going to be as big as I had hoped, but I may add I may find a different color that will suit this pattern. I've got so many sheets and stuff, I don't even know what I've got. But canned some tomato juice today. I think that's the last I'm going to can of tomato juice. I got 7 more quarts out of it, and I think that'll make me, I don't know, probably 20 or so quarts of tomato juice, and that will last me a little while. And then had several quarts of whole tomatoes canned, but I don't know if I'm going to can any more or not. I thought about making a few more whole tomatoes, or maybe even making some tomato soup. I don't know if I will or not. Have you guys been doing any canning, or what's been going on in your world? Just tell me what's up with you in the comments and visit a little bit. Hope everything's good. Hope yous are making a rug. Getting a few more chickens this weekend. And all the little roosters that I've raised, I'll probably be putting those in the freezer here in a couple more weeks. And that'll be some good chicken noodle soup when the winds are blowing and the snows are falling this winter. But if you're just joining us, just started watching, why, we're making a rug, and this will be, I think, well, this will be the fourth video, because I'm going along and videoing with each round of color that I do with you guys. That way it's all done with yins. You can watch it from the beginning to the end. I'm more than likely going to have to cut more strips of my pink. It's getting a little bigger than it was, and I kind of misjudged how many strips of sheet I needed to tear, I guess, the last time. I don't know about yous, but I'm definitely ready for fall. I'm tired of 100 degrees in the shade. Haven't mowed my yard, and this coming weekend will make it a solid month since I've had to mow. Oh, there's a few spots in the yard where it could probably stand the mowing, but the rest of it, it just crunches like packing bubbles when you walk across it. So I'm not even gonna start the lawnmower. If we get a little bit of a rain, enough to give it a good drink, and where it will grow without dying if I mow it, why, then I may get out there and mow it again, but I'm not going to until that happens. I'm saying next week maybe a little bit of rain, but I don't know, we'll just have to wait and see. My beans that I had, even with water in it to dry, that they just dried up. But I did get a good canning, enough for me for the winter with what I had of the dry beans I canned. I'm gonna let what's on the vines, I'm gonna let them go ahead and dry in the hull, and then I'll go ahead and pick them, and then I'll have Shelly beans. I'll have some hard beans dry beans, not necessarily what you call hard beans, dry beans. And I'll have those for the winter if I just want to look them and just cook some dry beans. And I'll save some back for seeds. I was pleasantly surprised with this particular variety of green bean. They're the, I don't know if I told you before or not, they're the Cherokee Purple, Trail of Tears. They're really good. I didn't quite have enough to fill a quart on the last canning, and I had too much for a pint. So I just put them in a pot and cooked them down good, and put some good old bacon grease in them, and ate them, and they really cooked down good. They was creamy when I cooked them. I had some Shelly beans in them, and the beans they were creamy, good creamy beans when I ate those, and the husk weren't tough. So I was just pretty pleased with this particular kind of bean. Next year, hopefully I can, with them being runner beans, I'll have to have a different kind of, probably have to put up a cattle panel or something. This year I just run hay string between some T-posts, and it didn't work out as good as what I had hoped. And one little garden I put some same beans in, but I made little teepees. Used stakes to make a teepee with, and the beans got so heavy that they broke my teepees over. So I mean, that's a pretty good thing as far as the beans went. As far as growing, they grew good. And I'll just have to figure out some kind of different system this coming season. And it'll be here before you know it. Don't take long for the months and years and days to go by. Shoot, even the minutes go by so fast that your whole day gets away from you in just about 10 minutes. But life's that way. When we're young, we can't wait for time to pass. And when we get up old enough to realize how precious time truly is, it's gone. Lifetimes are gone. It's just gone. It don't take but just a minute. And like Scripture says, it's just a vapor. We're just here for a few minutes, then it's over with. Looks like I'm going to have to tear at least 2 more strips to finish out this round of this particular color, and then we'll start back in on the green. Thinking I'm about putting out a few beets for a little bit of a fall garden, and I might plant some green beans again, but I don't know if I will or not. Haven't made up my mind. This season I've been so busy that I'm getting kind of tired, but I love to watch things grow Got a few watermelons. They didn't put on a whole lot, and I just got the little ones. They're kind of like the little sugar babies. They're just little. They're not very big. I'm hoping they get ripe and don't dry up on me. Cucumbers, they're done. It's just too dry, even with watering them all the time. It's just too dry. And the heat just cooks them. Oh, thank you, Jesus. One of my seals on my tomato juice just sealed. So if I'm home and I hear them seal, I always thank Jesus for every single one that seals. That way I've got my food, no matter what it is. I know it's sealed when it does that, and I definitely want to give my Savior thank you for doing it for me. I just feel kind of out of sorts today. I'm sorry if I'm not interacting very good, but I didn't know how many of you might be tuning in, might be going along with the rug, and I sure didn't want to not show up. I don't like not showing up. That's one thing that Daddy always told me. Said you always show up. Get started for work, and he'd always say, leave the house at least 15 to 30 minutes before you have to. He said, because you never know when your vehicle's going to break down or you might have a flat. He said that extra 15 or 30 minutes that you left early is just enough time to get whatever fixed maybe and not be late for work. I don't think my dad ever missed work. He worked all the time, Daddy did. He never took vacation even. He just always worked. Don't seem like he did anyway. And if he did take vacation, it was during hay season, so we could get hay put up. But other than that, I don't know if he took vacation then or not. I guess maybe he must have. He had to have, or we'd not got it up, because where he was working at the time, when I was growing up, he wouldn't have had time to do no haying of an evening when he got home. We led pretty busy lives when we was kids growing up, especially in the summertime, between the hauling hay and putting out garden and running the dairy every day. It was busy. Kind of got a break in the fall though from the garden and the haying, but never was no break from the milking. The milking was 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Rain or shine or sleet or snow. That was all time, never ending. Them old cows didn't have a clock where they punched out and went on the weekend. They had to be milked and took care of. I can remember being old dry weather. Be like a dust bowl. Not rain. Be dust. Shoot, ankle deep in that barn lot. And then it'd come an old heavy rain. Rain all night long, all day long. Half the next night, get up, go out, just be soup. Old cows would be covered in mud, we'd be covered in mud. from our boots down at least. It'd be a mess there for a few days. You'd go from one extreme to the other. And in the winter time, big blue cold. No cows would be out in the pasture and lay down on the ground if there's a little bit of moisture on their bag, or freezing rain or something, and of course their body's warm. They'd lay down on that old cold froze ground. No bag, and teats would stick to the ground, tear the skin loose. Poor old fangs, boy. Now they'd have some sore bags once in a while. Have to doctor them, take good care of them, keep them from getting sick or infection in it. Watch them close. Get them all back to like they need to be. It was hard work, but I like milking. You're married to it. If you got a dairy, you're married to it. Whether you're big scale or you're just homestead, just one or two family milk cows, you're married to it. It's a life that you have to love, because one, you're not going to get rich farming, that's for sure. But the best thing about that is you got your own food, you got your own milk, your own meat. You don't have to worry about nothing being done to it, no kind of chemicals and all kinds of, no telling what kind of stuff you give to your cows. You know where it comes from. And let me tell you, that's definitely worth a lot. Well, we finished the round of pink. Now we'll start on the green for a few minutes. Probably go at least one full round of the green with yous. Then I'll have to hop off here and get some more chores done around the place. Check my animals' water, get it fresh water poured into them. Check the garden again. My tomatoes, they've really produced good this year. I've been very blessed with lots of tomatoes. Beautiful tomatoes. Healthy. I planted Cherokee Purple. Got a lot of those. And I also did the Bonnie's Best. It's good tomato, and I planted some yeller tomatoes. Boy, them tomatoes, them yellow ones. Big old beautiful tomatoes. I don't think I've had but maybe one or two that was that big round. The rest of them, well, you'd slice one for a sandwich, and all you just need one. It'd fill up the whole slice of bread. Put some salt and pepper and slice an onion, put it on that. Makes for a good meal. Good old mater sandwich. Sure is good. And it's being hot, that cool tomato just does the body good. Sure does the body good. This old green one, I think I had so much trouble with it the last go around. Just getting the ravelings off of it. It's pitiful. it's pitiful again today. It ain't right. It's awful ravelly, but it's okay. I mean, for being all cotton, it seems awful ravelly. But I get them cleaned off, it'll be alright. It'll make it okay. If you guys are doing any rugs, I'd like for you to comment and share pictures. It'd be wonderful. I'd love to see them. I bet they're beautiful. I bet they're beautiful. When we get this one finished, I may have to show you my other rugs that I have done. I've sold a lot of them, so I don't have a whole lot put back, but I like them. I like being able to spend $5 or $10 at the most on a couple of sets of sheets. Have rugs that last for years on end. Don't have to go to the store to buy no rug. And they certainly hold up a lot better unless something just happens. They hold up a lot better than anything I've ever bought out of the store. Not to say that there ain't some that you get from the store that ain't good. But from personal experience, I have yet to find one that will hold up like these rugs will. Plus, it's satisfaction of knowing you done something. You made something for yourself or your family. Unless, I mean, like, you know. And they make great Christmas gifts and stuff like that. You can make little things. You don't have to be no seamstress to be able to make stuff. You can make stuff for people for Christmas, and we all kind of like to get something bought from the store once in a while. It's kind of nice. But when somebody takes the time to actually make something for you, that means a lot. It's that much more special, because you know then that they thought enough of you and loved you enough that they took the time out of their life to make something. Just like these rugs, I mean, it takes a good bit of time to make one of these rugs. You don't just throw them together. They don't just make easy. And if you're like me, when you're working, it's just one of those things that you only get to do when you have spare time. And if you work a full-time job and you have a family to take care of, you don't always have a whole lot of spare time. So when you get a chance to sit down and work on it, that's a pretty special thing. I mean, that just, for me personally, I'd 10 times rather, if you was going to get me something, it'd be something that you made yourself, you know, for Christmas or birthday gift or something like that. Now, if you just want to randomly get somebody something because you care about them and just see something and think, well, I think so-and-so would like to have that, that's fine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, and I'm not saying I don't like to get those kind of things once in a while. They're nice. That's another way of people saying, I'm just thinking about you. But just something about that homemade, literally handcrafted thing that just means that much more. But anyway, I tied my green on to my pink. Now I'm fixing to start this round of green. Get it done. We'll be back on the road again. Like I said, I don't think it's going to be a very big rug. I think it's just going to be a little bitty one. But I'll find a special place for it. Might put it somewhere in the bathroom. Maybe by the guest bed, where it's not exactly seen every day, but it's because it might be smaller, but that's all right. It'll do fine. And like I said, I might dig around in my sheets and stuff, find some more of this same color maybe, or one close enough to it that it'll match all right. Make for a pretty pairing. Just have to wait and see. We'll see how much wider we're getting. So you're gonna have to really watch about that extra stitch you might want to be taking. Don't pucker your rug. I don't want you to get 2 or 3 rounds in it and not took your extra stitch like you need to, and then you'd be all boogered up and not have your rug to be flat. Just make sure you watch that. That way you don't have to take it all out or be disappointed in yourself because you missed it. And if you do miss it, it's fine. You can unravel it and start over. Shoot, that's life in itself. You sometimes get all bound up. You just kind of have to unravel a few things and get straightened back out. That's what happens to us sometimes. We get all bound up and wound up, puckered up, but we just take a step back from it, straighten ourselves out and get our bearings back about us, get right back to it. Life ain't gonna stop just because we got a little pucker. It's all good and everything will work out. Pretty good how Jesus sees to us in that way, ain't it? And don't get me wrong, I have my days where I worry about stuff, but I don't worry too desperately. Try not to worry too much about tomorrow. We don't know what tomorrow holds, but we know the one who holds tomorrow. And that's where it's at. That's where it counts. That's the whole thing in a nutshell. It surely is. Well, guys, I'm going to go ahead and cut these last 2 here that I've got the ravelings pulled out of. I'm going to put them together. Go ahead and crochet them. And won't nowhere near get the 3 rounds done by that, but probably won't even get one full round done, but we'll get that at least done, at least those few little strands on here. Get it done. Visit for a minute. Get it to going. And I may go ahead one day this week and finish out this round, and then we'll start a whole new round of the yellow next week. Maybe try to get all my strands, all my strips ready to go. Just have them all ready before I get back on here. Well, there went my headband. That darn thing will not stay on there. Look at that. Look at that fuzz ball. Pitiful, pitiful how that looks. Let me get this thing back on my head. Boy, that helped it a lot right there, didn't it? I ain't overly presentable, but that's a little better. But anyway, back to my blowing. I'll try to get this. I'll probably go ahead and finish this green color. I may try to get all the yellow strips ready to go, and then next week when we're on here, we can just go right to it. I won't have to pause and stuff. Like I said, it's just been kind of off for me in the getting everything done with trying to can and get everything put away from the garden. It all comes off at the same time, seems like. And you just have to stay right on top of it. You don't have time to get anything else done, and you can't do the extra, and then it ain't felt good for 2 or 3 days, so that ain't helped the situation none. But we'll finish up these here. I'll quit aggravating yous for a little while, and we'll go from there. Won't be long for I'll go hopefully be able to get me some apples bought at my store that I like to go to at Shetler's. They're a discount grocery, but they get peaches and apples in every year. Last year I put up several quarts of applesauce, and I went in the pantry the other day, had 2 jars of applesauce left, and opened and ate one of them this last week, so I've only got 1 jar of applesauce left, so I'll have to get me some more apples bought up and get me some applesauce. I've got quite a bit of apple juice back there, but I don't eat my apple jelly fast enough, and it's just sitting on the shelf, so I don't know if I'll try to save this year's apple juice or not. May not, or I may have to just, as bad as I hate to, do something else with that apple juice, and instead of making jelly with it, because I don't want to have to pour it out. It's good juice. So if you guys have anything that you know of that fella could do with apple juice instead of making jelly, I'd love it if you'd leave me some suggestions in the comments. But anyway, guys, I'm down to the last strand that I had all the ravelings pulled out of, but we're getting there. It's getting wider all the time. I think it's gonna be pretty. I know I say that every time, but I just think it's gonna be pretty. So anyway, if yous are enjoying coming along with me and seeing what silly adventures I get into around here, I sure hope yous will come back and ask that if yous want, would you like and subscribe and maybe share, and just know that every bit of it's appreciated. Your time sitting with me is appreciated, and just want to say God bless you and keep the faith.